For thousands of years, the Ark of the Covenant has stood as one of the most mysterious and revered artifacts in human history. Described in the Hebrew Bible as a sacred chest, crafted by the Israelites under divine instruction, the Ark is said to have housed the 2 stone tablets of the 10 Commandments given to Moses on Mount Sinai. But more than just a vessel, the Ark represented the very presence of God among the people of Israel, a powerful and holy object that accompanied them through their struggles, triumphs, and spiritual journeys. Constructed from acacia wood and overlaid with pure gold, the Ark was designed with intricate care. On its lid sat 2 golden cherubim with wings outstretched, creating a space between them that symbolized the divine presence. Known as the mercy seat, this space was believed to be the earthly dwelling of God, a place where God's presence would appear to communicate with the high priest. To the Israelites, the Ark was not merely an object, but a symbol of their covenant with God, a reminder of the laws that guided them and the divine favor that protected them. The Ark of the Covenant journeyed with the Israelites through the wilderness, leading them into battles, and eventually finding its resting place in the Holy of Holies in the first temple in Jerusalem, built by King Solomon. Its presence marked the heart of Israelite worship, and it was believed to hold immense, even supernatural power, performing miracles, and bringing victory to those who carried it with reverence. But with the destruction of the first temple by the Babylonians in 586 BCE, the Ark vanished from recorded history. Its mysterious disappearance has given rise to centuries of speculation, stories, and legends. Was it hidden away in secret chambers beneath Jerusalem, taken to a far-off land, or lost forever in the chaos of war? Scholars, archaeologists, and adventurers have sought answers, searching in sacred texts, ancient traditions, and remote locations. Yet the Ark remains elusive, a holy relic of both profound faith and tantalizing mystery. The Ark's story lives on, not only in religious texts, but in the hearts of those who believe in its power and significance. In Judaism, Christianity, and even Islam, the Ark continues to hold symbolic meaning, representing the divine presence and humanity's quest to connect with something greater. Its legacy echoes through popular culture, inspiring countless stories, films, and quests. As we journey through the history of the Ark of the Covenant, we will explore its origins, the events surrounding its presence among the Israelites, its placement in Jerusalem's first temple, and the enduring mystery of its disappearance. Join us as we uncover the profound impact this sacred artifact has had on faith, history, and the collective imagination of humanity. Chapter 1. The Origins of the Ark. The origins of the Ark of the Covenant begin on Mount Sinai, where the Israelites gathered at the foot of the mountain after their deliverance from Egypt. It was here, in the wilderness, that the Israelite leader Moses received a divine revelation, entering into a sacred covenant with God on behalf of his people. As part of this covenant, Moses was given a set of laws, including the 10 Commandments, inscribed on 2 stone tablets. These tablets would serve as the foundation for the moral and spiritual life of the Israelites, binding them to the divine through a set of sacred obligations. To honor and protect this covenant, God commanded the Israelites to build a special vessel, a holy chest that would safeguard the tablets and serve as a symbol of God's enduring presence among them. This vessel was the Ark of the Covenant. According to the book of Exodus, God provided Moses with detailed instructions for constructing the Ark. It was to be crafted from acacia wood, a durable and resilient material symbolizing strength and purity, and measured approximately 4 feet in length, 2.5 feet in width, and 2.5 feet in height. The wood would be overlaid with pure gold, both inside and out, giving the ark a radiant and sacred appearance. Around its base was a golden crown, symbolizing its royal and divine nature, and 4 golden rings were attached to its corners, allowing wooden poles to be inserted for carrying the ark. These poles were never to be removed, emphasizing that the ark was a portable symbol of God's presence, intended to journey with the Israelites wherever they went. The most significant feature of the ark, however, was its lid, known as the mercy seat. Made of solid gold, the mercy seat was flanked by 2 cherubim, angelic beings with wings outstretched toward each other, creating an empty space between them. This space represented a sacred meeting place, a divine throne on which God's presence would descend in the form of a cloud, often referred to as the Shekinah, or dwelling of God's glory. Here, above the mercy seat, God would meet with Moses and communicate divine commands to the people of Israel. In this way, the ark was not just a container for the tablets, but a physical manifestation of God's covenant, and a bridge between the heavenly and earthly realms. Inside the ark, Moses placed the 2 stone tablets, enshrining the 10 Commandments as the core of Israel's sacred law. Over time, other items would be added, including Aaron's rod, which had miraculously blossomed to signify God's chosen priesthood, and a golden pot filled with manna, the miraculous food that had sustained the Israelites in the wilderness. Each item within the ark served as a reminder of God's faithfulness, power, and covenant with the people of Israel. The Ark of the Covenant represented a profound commitment between God and the Israelites. It was a portable altar, a seat of divine judgment, and a source of protection, embodying the idea that God was not distant but present among the people. To the Israelites, the ark was both a powerful symbol and a constant reminder of their relationship with the divine, a relationship that required loyalty, obedience, and reverence. Yet, the ark was also shrouded in strict sanctity. It was to be kept hidden from the view of the ordinary people, housed within the inner sanctuary of the tabernacle, the portable tent where Israelite worship was centered. Only the high priest, on the Day of Atonement, could enter the Holy of Holies and approach the ark, offering sacrifices to atone for the sins of the people. This limited access underscored the ark's sanctity and the deep reverence required when in the presence of the divine. To touch the ark was forbidden and considered a grave act of irreverence. Only the Levites, a priestly tribe set apart for religious duties, were permitted to carry the ark by its poles, ensuring that no one would touch the ark itself. The strictness surrounding the ark's handling reflected its sacredness and the belief that it held divine power that could bring blessings to those who honored it and curses to those who disrespected it. As the ark was completed, it became a central part of the Israelite identity. Wherever they went, the ark went with them, guiding their movements, securing their victories in battle, and reminding them of their commitment to live by the laws it protected. The ark was not simply a relic, it was a physical and spiritual anchor, binding the people to God and God's covenant with them. Thus, from its origins, the Ark of the Covenant became more than a sacred container. It was a symbol of faith, a reminder of divine law, and an emblem of God's power and presence. It represented the Israelites' trust in God and the responsibility to uphold the divine commandments given to them on their journey to the Promised Land. As the Israelites carried the ark through the wilderness, it served as a beacon of hope, a symbol of resilience and a reminder that, despite hardships, they were chosen to live in unity with the divine. Chapter 2. The Ark in the Wilderness. Once completed, the Ark of the Covenant became the sacred heart of the Israelite camp, accompanying them as they traveled through the wilderness on their journey to the Promised Land. Wherever the Israelites went, the Ark went with them, a powerful reminder that God's presence was not bound to a single place but moved alongside them, guiding and protecting them in a land of uncertainty. The Ark was not only a symbol of their covenant with God, but a source of strength, hope, and protection, a divine presence that remained steadfast through their trials and triumphs. During the Israelites' journey, the Ark was housed within the tabernacle, a portable sanctuary where they gathered to worship and perform rituals. The tabernacle was meticulously constructed according to divine instructions, featuring an inner sanctuary known as the Holy of Holies, where the Ark rested, hidden behind a thick veil. Only the high priest could enter this sacred space, and only on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, when he would offer sacrifices to atone for the people's sins. This restricted access reinforced the Ark's sanctity, symbolizing the awe and reverence required in the presence of the divine. The Ark's influence extended beyond the walls of the tabernacle. It became a powerful emblem of divine protection, performing miracles that reassured the Israelites of God's favor. When the Israelites reached the banks of the Jordan River, the Ark played a pivotal role in a miraculous crossing that would be remembered for generations. As the priests carrying the Ark stepped into the river, the waters parted, creating a dry path for the people to cross. This act echoed the parting of the Red Sea and signified that with the Ark at their center, the Israelites could overcome any obstacle that lay in their path. To them, the Ark was more than a relic. It was a beacon of divine power, a tangible sign that God would guide them through whatever trials awaited. The Ark's protective powers were equally evident in times of conflict. As the Israelites encountered hostile tribes and nations in the wilderness, they carried the Ark into battle as both a physical and spiritual weapon. The most famous of these encounters was the Battle of Jericho, where the Ark's presence was central to a miraculous victory. Following divine instructions, the Israelites marched around the city walls once a day for 6 days, with priests carrying the Ark at the center of the procession. On the 7th day, they circled the city 7 times, blowing their trumpets and shouting. As they did so, the walls of Jericho collapsed, allowing the Israelites to capture the city. The Ark's role in this battle underscored its power as a symbol of victory, demonstrating that when the Israelites trusted in God, even the most fortified barriers could be overcome. Yet the Ark's power was not to be taken lightly. Its sanctity was such that any misuse or disrespect could result in severe consequences, reinforcing the notion that the Ark was not merely a tool, but a sacred object that demanded reverence. On one occasion, some of the Israelites, overwhelmed by curiosity, attempted to look inside the Ark. Their act of irreverence was met with divine wrath, resulting in a severe punishment that left many dead. The incident served as a cautionary reminder of the Ark's holiness, warning the Israelites that it was not to be treated casually, and that approaching the divine without respect could lead to disastrous consequences. Only the Levites, a priestly tribe chosen for sacred duties, were permitted to carry the Ark. They bore it on poles threaded through rings on its sides, never touching the Ark itself. This strict protocol underscored the belief that the ark was not just a religious artifact, but the dwelling place of God's presence. The ark's power and holiness were such that even those closest to it needed to observe careful rites and safeguards, ensuring that the presence of the divine was honored in every way. As the Israelites journeyed through the wilderness, the ark became an anchor of their faith, a constant reminder of their covenant with God and the responsibilities it entailed. It served as a guiding force, traveling at the head of the Israelite procession. When the ark was lifted to move, Moses would proclaim, "Rise up, Lord. May your enemies be scattered. May your foes flee before you." And when it came to rest, he would say, "Return, Lord, to the countless thousands of Israel." These invocations reflected the deep relationship between the Israelites and God, expressing both their trust in divine protection and their dependence on God's presence to lead them to the promised land. In addition to its role in guiding and protecting the Israelites, the ark held a central place in the rituals and practices that shaped their identity as a people. In times of uncertainty or danger, the ark was brought to the forefront, a symbol of strength and hope. Its presence reminded the Israelites that they were not alone, that they were a chosen people with a purpose, guided by the divine toward a land where they could live out their covenant with God. The Ark of the Covenant, through its journey with the Israelites, became a powerful symbol of resilience, unity, and faith. It was a constant in a life of transience, a sacred object that moved with the people and shared in their hardships. For the Israelites, the ark was not simply an object to be revered, but a source of identity and inspiration, a reminder that their journey was part of a larger divine plan. And, as they moved ever closer to the land they believed was promised to them, the ark remained at the heart of their faith, embodying the divine covenant that bound them to God. As we move forward, we will see how the ark continued to shape the Israelite identity, taking on even greater significance as they settled in the Promised Land. From its role in battles to its eventual placement in the city of Jerusalem, the ark's journey continued, weaving its way into the heart of Israel's history and shaping the destiny of a people united by their faith. Chapter 3. The Ark in the Promised Land. After years of wandering in the wilderness, the Israelites finally entered the Promised Land, a territory that they believed was granted to them by divine covenant. Here, in the land of Canaan, the Ark of the Covenant continued to serve as both a spiritual and military symbol. It guided them through battles, marked their victories, and solidified their identity as a people united by their faith in God's protection. The ark was more than a symbol. It was a sacred presence that carried with it the divine promise of guidance, strength, and security in their new homeland. One of the first and most remarkable moments of the ark's presence in the Promised Land was during the Battle of Jericho. As the Israelites approached the heavily fortified city, the ark played a pivotal role in their strategy. Following divine instructions, the Israelites carried the ark in a procession around Jericho's walls once a day for 6 days, with priests sounding their trumpets. On the 7th day, they circled the city 7 times, and at the final blast of the trumpets, the people shouted with all their might. In that moment, the walls of Jericho collapsed, allowing the Israelites to capture the city. This miraculous victory demonstrated the ark's power, reminding the Israelites that with God's presence among them, no obstacle was insurmountable. The ark was not just a physical relic, it was a conduit for divine power that could shift the course of history. After the conquest of Jericho, The ark was settled in Shiloh, where it became a central feature of Israelite worship. The city of Shiloh served as a religious hub, and the ark was placed in a permanent sanctuary, marking a period of relative stability. Here, it was honored and revered as the most sacred symbol of the Israelites' relationship with God. For years, the ark remained in Shiloh, reinforcing its role as the heart of Israel's spiritual life. But even in this sanctuary, the ark continued to play a role in the Israelites' military campaigns, brought out on certain occasions to inspire and lead the people during times of conflict. One of the most dramatic episodes involving the ark occurred when the Israelites faced the Philistines, a powerful rival nation. In desperation, the Israelites brought the ark into battle, believing that its presence would secure their victory. But instead of triumph, the battle ended in tragedy. The Philistines defeated the Israelites and captured the ark. The loss was devastating, not only in military terms but also as a spiritual blow to the Israelites, who felt that they had lost God's favor and protection. The ark's capture signified more than just a defeat. It was a profound moment of crisis that caused the Israelites to reflect on their faith and their responsibilities in upholding their covenant. However, the Philistines quickly discovered that the ark was no ordinary war trophy. After bringing it into their cities, they were plagued by mysterious and devastating misfortunes. Statues of their god Dagon toppled in its presence, and a series of deadly plagues afflicted the people. Terrified by these events, the Philistines ultimately decided to return the ark to the Israelites, placing it on a cart drawn by oxen and sending it back across the border. The ark's return was seen as a divine sign, reaffirming the sacredness of the object and God's protection over the Israelite people. The ark was eventually received by the Israelites and kept in the house of Abinadab, where it remained for years. But it was King David who would bring the ark to its ultimate destination. After securing his reign and establishing Jerusalem as the political capital, David sought to make it the spiritual center as well. He believed that the ark, the holiest symbol of Israel, should reside in the heart of the kingdom, uniting the people in both faith and purpose. David's efforts to transport the ark to Jerusalem, however, were fraught with obstacles. During one of the processions, a man named Uzzah touched the ark to steady it, a grave transgression that led to his immediate death. This incident reinforced the ark's sanctity and reminded the Israelites of the reverence it commanded. Despite these challenges, David was ultimately successful in bringing the ark into Jerusalem. With great ceremony and celebration, he led a procession to honor the ark's arrival, dancing and rejoicing before it, as the people sang and played instruments. The ark was placed in a specially prepared tent, and Jerusalem became both the political and spiritual heart of Israel. In bringing the ark to Jerusalem, David sought not only to unify the tribes, but to symbolize Israel's divine mission and God's favor upon the kingdom. This marked a defining moment in Israelite history, with the ark enshrined as the core of national identity and faith. David's dream of building a permanent dwelling for the ark would later be fulfilled by his son, King Solomon, who constructed the first temple in Jerusalem. This magnificent structure was designed as the ultimate resting place for the ark, a sanctuary worthy of its sacred significance. Upon completion of the temple, Solomon arranged for the ark to be placed in the Holy of Holies, the innermost chamber reserved for the divine presence. Surrounded by lavish decorations and golden cherubim, the ark's placement in the Holy of Holies signified the culmination of its journey and the fulfillment of David's vision. It was here, in the heart of the temple, that the ark symbolized the permanent bond between God and the people of Israel. Only the high priest was allowed to enter the Holy of Holies, and even then, only once a year on the Day of Atonement. This restriction underscored the ark's sacredness, reminding the people that God's presence, while close, was also holy, and to be approached with humility. The ark's place within the First Temple marked the peak of its religious and cultural significance, enshrined as a symbol of Israel's unity and divine purpose. Yet, as time would tell, this sanctuary was not to be permanent. With the eventual destruction of the First Temple by the Babylonians, the ark would vanish from recorded history, leaving a profound legacy and an enduring mystery. But during its time in Jerusalem, the ark had established itself as the core of Israel's identity, a symbol of divine favor, protection, and guidance that would inspire generations to come. As we move forward, we will explore the events surrounding the ark's mysterious disappearance and the theories that attempt to explain its fate. From hidden chambers to distant lands, the ark's legacy lives on, woven into the history and myths that have shaped the world's understanding of faith and mystery. Chapter 4. The Mystery of the Ark's Disappearance. The Ark of the Covenant, once the most sacred object in Israelite worship, was housed in the Holy of Holies within Solomon's temple for centuries, a physical symbol of God's covenant with the people of Israel. For generations, the ark's presence in the temple affirmed Israel's identity, its divinely appointed place in the world, and its relationship with the Almighty. Yet, as history took a darker turn, the ark would suddenly vanish, its fate wrapped in mystery and myth. The turning point came in 586 BCE, when the Babylonian Empire, led by King Nebuchadnezzar II, besieged Jerusalem. After a brutal campaign, the Babylonians breached the city's defenses, sacking and burning Solomon's temple to the ground. The destruction of the temple was a catastrophic blow to the Israelites, symbolizing the loss not only of their sacred space but also of their connection to God's favor. Yet, amid the chaos and devastation, one question has echoed through the ages. What happened to the Ark of the Covenant? The Ark is notably absent from the accounts of the temple's plunder listed in the biblical books of Kings and Chronicles, which detail the treasures carried away by the Babylonians. This absence is significant, leading many to speculate that the ark was hidden or removed before the Babylonians entered the temple. Some believe that the priests, realizing the impending destruction of Jerusalem, may have hidden the ark in a secret chamber beneath the temple, or taken it out of the city to protect it from being captured. This theory is supported by the knowledge that Solomon's temple contained hidden chambers and tunnels, which may have been designed as a last resort to safeguard holy artifacts. One ancient tradition holds that the ark was taken to Mount Nebo, a peak east of the Jordan River in modern-day Jordan. According to this tradition, the prophet Jeremiah, who foresaw the destruction of Jerusalem, may have taken the ark and hidden it on Mount Nebo, believing that it should be preserved for a future generation. This belief is mentioned in the second book of Maccabees, which states that Jeremiah hid the ark in a cave on the mountain, with the intention that it would remain hidden until God gathers his people again and shows his mercy. This theory presents the ark as a relic waiting to be discovered, hidden in the mountains of Jordan, its sacred purpose preserved until a divinely appointed time. Another widely held theory suggests that the ark was taken to Egypt. According to this view, members of the Israelite priesthood, seeking refuge from the Babylonian onslaught, carried the ark to the ancient city of Elephantine, an island on the Nile where a Jewish community thrived. Archaeological evidence indicates that the Jewish inhabitants of Elephantine built a temple similar to Solomon's, suggesting that they may have brought holy objects with them. This theory raises the possibility that the ark was safeguarded in Egypt, away from the turmoil in Jerusalem, though no archaeological proof of the ark itself has been found at Elephantine. Perhaps the most enduring legend about the ark's fate places it in Ethiopia. According to Ethiopian tradition, the ark was brought to the city of Aksum and placed in the Church of St. Mary of Zion, where it is believed to remain to this day. This tradition is rooted in the Ethiopian account of the Queen of Sheba's visit to King Solomon, during which, according to Ethiopian lore, she bore him a son named Menelik. When Menelik reached adulthood, he visited Solomon in Jerusalem, and, upon his departure, took the ark with him to Ethiopia. Ethiopian Orthodox Christians believe that the ark has been safeguarded in Aksum ever since, under the watch of a single guardian monk who is entrusted with its care. While the Church does not permit anyone to see the ark, the Ethiopian tradition remains strong, and Aksum is revered as the ark's resting place. Despite these fascinating theories, some scholars believe that the ark may have been lost forever in the destruction of Jerusalem, its precious contents likely melted down or destroyed by the Babylonians. This view is based on the fact that, following the Babylonian exile, there are no historical records of the ark's presence in the Second Temple, which was built after the Israelites returned from captivity. The ark's absence from the Second Temple suggests that it may have been irretrievably lost or deemed too sacred to replicate. Without the ark, the Second Temple retained a sense of loss, a reminder of what had been and the mystery of what might have happened to the sacred object that had once embodied Israel's relationship with God. Over the centuries, the mystery of the ark's disappearance has fueled both religious devotion and speculative searches. Modern expeditions and archaeological pursuits have attempted to locate the ark, exploring sites from Mount Nebo to the caves of Qumran, and even rumored locations in the Middle East and Africa. Despite extensive research, no conclusive evidence of the ark's whereabouts has been found, and it remains one of history's most tantalizing mysteries. A sacred object that may still rest in a hidden chamber, lie buried in an unknown grave, or have been lost to time entirely. The mystery of the ark's disappearance is more than just an archaeological puzzle. It is a profound symbol of the unknown, a reminder that some sacred things are beyond human reach. To those who believe, the ark's continued absence does not diminish its significance. Instead, it enhances its mystique, suggesting that the ark, like the covenant it represents, exists on a spiritual level, a presence that transcends physical space. For centuries, the Ark of the Covenant has captured the imagination of believers, historians, and explorers alike. Its disappearance has left an indelible mark on history, and its mystery endures as a testament to faith, reverence, and the human desire to seek answers about the divine. As we continue our journey, we will explore the cultural impact of the Ark, its portrayal in religious traditions, and the ways it has inspired stories, legends, and quests across generations. Chapter 5. The Ark in Religious and Popular Culture. Although the physical Ark of the Covenant may have vanished from history, its legacy has continued to thrive, capturing the imagination of countless generations. The Ark has remained a symbol of divine power and mystery, inspiring religious devotion, theological reflection, and creative storytelling. In religious traditions and popular culture alike, the Ark is revered as more than just an artifact. It represents humanity's quest for meaning, the desire to understand the divine, and the awe surrounding sacred relics. In Judaism, the Ark of the Covenant holds an enduring spiritual significance. It is remembered as the most sacred object in Israelite history, the very symbol of the covenant between God and His chosen people. The Ark's legacy remains central to Jewish identity, and its absence is felt deeply in the symbolism of the Holy of Holies in both the First and Second Temples. Even though the Ark was not present in the Second Temple, its memory lived on, serving as a reminder of the divine covenant and the sacred responsibility to uphold God's commandments. In Jewish thought, the Ark is often seen as representing the mystery of God's presence and the holiness of the divine law. Many Jewish scholars view the Ark's disappearance as intentional, believing that it signified the importance of upholding the covenant spiritually rather than depending on any physical object. For Jews around the world, the Ark's memory embodies the promise of divine protection and the responsibility of faith, a spiritual symbol of God's eternal presence. For Christians, the Ark of the Covenant is also significant, representing the Old Testament covenant that foreshadowed the new covenant in Christ. In Christian theology, the Ark's role as the dwelling place of God among the Israelites is often seen as a precursor to the incarnation of Jesus, who is viewed as the fulfillment of the law housed within the Ark. This interpretation finds parallels in Christian art and symbolism, where the Ark's imagery is sometimes used to represent Mary, the mother of Jesus, who, like the Ark, carried the divine within her. Throughout Christian history, the Ark has been a topic of theological reflection and inspiration. It appears in the book of Revelation, where the Ark is said to be seen in the temple of God in heaven, symbolizing the fulfillment of God's covenant with humanity. This vision of the Ark emphasizes its heavenly significance, presenting it as a relic that exists in the spiritual realm, beyond the reach of earthly decay. In Islam, the Ark of the Covenant, known as the Tabut, is also venerated, though its story differs from the Judeo-Christian narrative. According to Islamic tradition, the Ark contained relics from earlier prophets and was a source of peace and reassurance. The Quran describes how the Ark was used as a sign of God's favor to the people of Israel, particularly during their search for a leader in the time of the prophet Samuel. In Islamic lore, the Ark has both physical and spiritual qualities, representing a source of divine guidance, much like the Quran itself. For Muslims, the Ark symbolizes God's mercy and the sacred nature of the messages delivered through His prophets. In Ethiopia, the Ark's legacy is particularly strong. Ethiopian Orthodox Christians believe that the Ark was taken to Ethiopia by Menelik I, the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. According to Ethiopian tradition, the Ark resides in the Church of St. Mary of Zion in Aksum, guarded by a single monk who dedicates his life to its protection. The Ark's presence in Aksum is a central part of Ethiopian identity and religious tradition, and the city is considered a holy site for Ethiopian Orthodox Christians. This belief has elevated the Ark's significance in Ethiopian culture, tying their heritage to the ancient traditions of Israel. Every year, thousands of Ethiopian Orthodox Christians participate in the festival of Timkat, or Epiphany, where replicas of the Ark, known as tabots, are paraded through the streets in a celebration of the covenant. For Ethiopians, the Ark is not only a spiritual symbol, but also a vital part of their cultural history, representing the enduring connection between their faith and ancient Israelite traditions. Beyond religious traditions, the Ark of the Covenant has inspired countless myths, legends, and stories in popular culture. Perhaps most famously, the Ark appears in Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, where it is depicted as an artifact with supernatural powers capable of both immense blessings and devastating curses. This portrayal reflects the mystique surrounding the Ark as an object of divine and dangerous power, capturing the imagination of audiences worldwide. In literature, films, and television, the Ark is often portrayed as an object of great mystery, desired by explorers, treasure hunters, and archaeologists alike. From adventure novels to historical thrillers, the Ark's disappearance has sparked speculation, inspiring stories that blend history with fantasy. It appears as a powerful relic in various fictional works, representing humanity's desire to connect with the divine and uncover hidden secrets of the past. The Ark's disappearance has also inspired real-world expeditions and archaeological searches. Researchers and adventurers have scoured ancient sites in the Middle East, from the caves of Qumran to Mount Nebo, hoping to uncover clues to the Ark's whereabouts. Some have focused on the Ethiopian claim in Aksum, while others have explored hidden chambers beneath the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. Although no definitive evidence has been found, the pursuit of the Ark remains a testament to the human fascination with the sacred, the unknown, and the possibility of discovering a piece of ancient history. For scholars, theologians, and explorers, the Ark represents a bridge between the past and the present, a mystery that has yet to be solved but continues to inspire curiosity and reverence. The Ark's legacy endures as a symbol of divine presence and power, a physical object imbued with spiritual meaning and historical wonder. The Ark of the Covenant remains one of the most enduring symbols in human history, a relic that transcends time and space, bridging cultures, religions, and generations. For many, the Ark is more than an artifact. It is a sacred mystery, a reminder of the covenant between humanity and the divine, and a representation of the faith that guides us through life's greatest mysteries. Though its physical presence may be lost, the Ark's spiritual legacy endures, a symbol of faith, resilience, and the human pursuit of meaning. Whether resting in the hidden places of the earth or existing only in the realm of memory and myth, the Ark of the Covenant continues to inspire us, reminding us that some mysteries are eternal and some symbols are meant to transcend history. Chapter 6. Conclusion: The Eternal Legacy of the Ark. As we reach the end of our journey through the history and mystery of the Ark of the Covenant, we find that the Ark's story is far more than just an ancient relic's tale. It is a testament to the human desire to understand, to connect, and to seek the divine within the world around us. The Ark of the Covenant, once a powerful symbol at the heart of Israelite worship, has transcended its historical origins, becoming a universal symbol of faith, mystery, and the quest for something greater than ourselves. The Ark was originally crafted as a vessel for the Ten Commandments, the divine laws that would shape the spiritual and moral life of Israel. But, as the Israelites carried it through the wilderness, set it before their armies, and enshrined it in their temple, the Ark became something much deeper. It embodied the covenant between God and His people, a promise of guidance, protection, and a unique relationship. The Ark was a reminder that God was present, not confined to a distant heaven but dwelling among His people, sharing in their journey, struggles, and triumphs. As history unfolded, The ark's disappearance transformed it from a concrete artifact into an enduring mystery. Theories of its fate, from Mount Nebo to Axum to hidden chambers beneath Jerusalem, have inspired generations to seek out its whereabouts. This mystery has only magnified the ark's significance, elevating it from an object of worship to a timeless symbol of the unknown. The ark's absence encourages us to look beyond what we can see, to search for meaning in the intangible, and to appreciate that some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved. Religious traditions across Judaism, Christianity, and Islam have continued to honor the ark's legacy, each finding unique meaning within its story. For Jews, the ark is a sacred relic of the covenant and an eternal reminder of their role as a people chosen to uphold divine law. In Christianity, the ark is seen as a foreshadowing of the new covenant, a prefiguration of Christ's presence on earth. For Muslims, the ark, known as a tabut, symbolizes divine favor and guidance in times of need. These perspectives remind us that the ark's power lies not only in its history, but in its ability to inspire faith and unity across diverse cultures and beliefs. In the realm of popular culture, the ark's mythos has sparked imagination and creativity, its legend weaving through stories of adventure, mystery, and the search for lost treasures. Films, books, and legends have brought the ark into the modern consciousness, portraying it as an object of awe and wonder, capable of unleashing both blessings and curses. In this way, the ark continues to remind us of the thin line between the sacred and the profane, between reverence and curiosity, and the respect owed to the divine mysteries. The ark's legacy also speaks to a universal human experience, the quest for understanding and the search for our place in the cosmos. Like the Israelites who carried the ark through the wilderness, humanity seeks connection, direction, and reassurance in the face of life's uncertainties. The ark embodies the idea that faith is a journey, one filled with triumphs, losses, mysteries, and moments of divine presence. As we move through our own lives, the ark invites us to approach the unknown with humility, to respect the sacred, and to cherish the traditions and stories that give us meaning. Though the ark itself may never be found, its legacy endures in the hearts and minds of those who believe. It serves as a bridge between past and present, faith and mystery, humanity and the divine. The ark's story reminds us that some relics are more than physical objects. They are embodiments of faith, hope, and the eternal human longing to understand the divine. It is a mystery that has transcended the bounds of time, a symbol that continues to resonate, teaching us that some mysteries are best appreciated not through discovery, but through the inspiration they leave behind. As we conclude this journey, we leave with a sense of wonder and reverence for the Ark of the Covenant. Its story, like all great legends, is a call to remember our past, honor our traditions, and embrace the mysteries that shape our understanding of the world. In its absence, the Ark remains as present as ever, a timeless symbol of faith, hope, and the journey toward the unknown.